Hello, BookTube. I've got a box of books to show you. We can open it together and explore it. It is part of a phenomenon that if you're watching this channel, you will already know all about. And I assume you're watching this channel. The phenomenon was dubbed by one of you in my emails the library sale of the damned. And that is that summer is, of course, a time for library book sales. A lot of times they put tables outside. Welcome. It's a wonderful event. And you always go to those events, and you should, because they're wonderful and they support the friends of the library. But your library book sales are no longer your own. They now belong to me. You must still go, and you must drag your significant other along. But you are shopping for me, not yourself. And when your significant other sees that and learns that, they're going to say what they always say when they walk through the room and they hear you listening to one of my videos, hanging on my every word as God intended. You've heard what they've said many times. Are you listening to that old guy again? Or when you're in a bookstore, oh, what does Steve say about this book? You know perfectly well your significant other doesn't get you the way I do. I'm not telling you to break up with them. I'm just saying they'll never have what we have. So when they confront you at your library book sale about why you're getting all these books on dead Romans, dead Kennedys, and dogs, you should assume a glazed expression and say, Steve wills it. You know they think it anyway, so you might as well. But anyway, this has all the markings of a box from the library book sale, the library sale of the damned. So let's see what this is. What's in here? Oh, there's a note right on top. Oh, okay. This is from a loyal viewer of my channel. His name is J. Scott Whalen. Some of you may remember, if you've got a taste for American history, the scorchingly erotic off-brand version of Little Lulu that he drew in the 1930s, until the Saturday Evening Post sued him into oblivion. I believe he crawled into the bottom of a bottle and hasn't been seen since. J. Scott Whalen sent me a box of books. I'm hoping that there isn't any of that scorchingly erotic Little Lulu in here. I know once he gets an idea in his head, it's tough to get it out. Let's see here. Okay, it's a box full of books, so let's see what we have. How much fun is this? First one. Oh, Carolyn Levin. This is The Heart and Stomach of a King. This is a political analysis of Elizabeth I. A really good book that I never see. Just never see this. This is a trade paperback, not a hardcover. But I guess, since J. Scott Whalen bought it for me and went to the bother of mailing it to me, I suppose I'll take it. I haven't read this since it first came out in 1994, so this is going to be a treat, a real treat. It is a real book about Elizabeth I, and that, despite her importance as a historical figure, those are not popular. There are a lot of real books about her. Oh, fantastic. Okay, that's right. This is, I believe, book 2 in a series. Is that right? It's a book club edition. Who knew? Good Lord. This is The World from Rough Stones by Malcolm MacDonald. It's English historical fiction. It's from that period when England was making a rapid transition from agrarian to railways, to industrial. You see that transition in the background of a lot of Trollope novels, for instance, where suddenly there's a train line going through, and that changes everything and brings the world in, a little anyway. And this is a big opulent. This is a book club edition. It's a big opulent historical novel of that time period. I never see it used, anything by this author. So I'm very happy to have it. I don't know how long it's been since I read The World from Rough Stones. Let's see. It came out in 1975. I don't know how long it's been. I'm sure that I don't remember anything about it. I'm sure that I don't, or not much. Let's see. Hi, baby. You finally waking up? Hmm? If you're waking up, we'll go for a little strolly poo. What is this next one? Oh, great. Okay. This is Martin Gilbert. We saw him just the other day. I got his book on the Holocaust, The Final Journey. This is his one-volume history of the First World War. It's got a sticker on the back, and it's got schmutz all over the cover. I suppose I'll take it. I like Martin Gilbert. He's not, rhetorically speaking, he's not any lightning storm, but I like him, and I like this book. To add to First World War one-volume histories, they're always in. It's always a weirdly specific request that people often have of me when they're asking for book recommendations. People will often ask me, "Do you have a recommendation for a one-volume history of the First World War?" Wouldn't think that would be true, and the First World War has a lot of one-volume histories, but I think some of the best writing that's been done on it has been done specifically on specific items, the Somme, or the Russian revolutions, or the American intervention. But this is really good, so I'll definitely take it. That's great. Let's see. Oh, wonderful. All right, this is a big trade paperback. Is this Carolyn Graff? No, it's Castle of the Tales of the North by Jack London. Look at that. Look at that. All right, so this is just an old remainder. So it's double columned, and I bet it has artwork. Yeah, it does. It has the original artwork as well. Fantastic. So this is the text block of this, regardless of what cover you make for it or who currently buys it. The text block of this was a very popular Jack London reprint volume, remainder volume. I'm sure that it still is. I'm sure that you could go into, if you have a retail bookstore in your city. I live in Boston, the home of American independence and the home of American literacy, but we don't have we don't have a retail bookstore of any size here that wants me as a customer. But I'm sure that if you checked, this actual text is probably the text of the Barnes & Noble Deluxe edition of Jack London. I wouldn't be surprised. The text just keep getting rebought. Oh, fantastic. Oh, that's right. This is another James Michener hardcover. I am now building a small shelf of these things. And this is Alaska, one of my favorite James Michener novels. I have the mass market paperback of this, but the hardcover really stands up. The hardcovers are really, for the Michener that you really like, it's better to have the hardcover than anything else if you're going to reread it. Well, other than the ebook, which I have, but I had this once upon a time. I bought it for $22. Good Lord. I love this volume. It's the classic gigantic Michener approach. This next one is huge. These are all stacked up on their sides, so I can't see what they are, but it's huge. So great. All right, this is a whole bunch of editors involved in a history of American life. Big hardcover with a library jacket on it. Just incredible. I would have snatched this in a heartbeat if I'd seen it at the Brattle. And here it is. This is not really war, and it's not really politics. The war and politics appear all throughout here, but this is mainly everything else. How did people deliver letters? Where did they buy their books? That sort of thing. And it's done by a multiplicity of voices, which actually adds to it. It actually makes it better that way. What a thing to have. Incredible. J. Scott Whalen. He's a great guy. If he weren't so fixated with Little Lulu, who knows where he would have gone. Let's see. Oh, fantastic. All right, this is another World War I book. This is something also that I would have grabbed instantly at the Brattle because I never see this. This is a minor classic in the field. This came out in 1965. This is A.A. Holling's book, The Great War at Sea. And there is the poor Lusitania right there on the cover. This has black and white photos, I believe. Yes, has black and white photos, drawings of ships, photographs of ships, and also lots of propaganda. Fantastic. Just fantastic. I have, right now, I have two books on the naval side of World War I, and I'll gladly take another. Let's see here. Oh, we have some hardcover John Brunner. This is Crucible of Time. I have a mass market paperback of this that will not survive a read. And now I have a hardcover. I wouldn't mind at all having all of John Brunner in hardcover. I imagine that would make me a collector. It would be extremely hard to do. It would be extremely hard to find some of them in hardcover. But I love Brunner. I just love him. I think he's fantastic. So now I have that. I don't know that I have any other John Brunner in hardcover. Oh, fantastic. Oh, my. Oh, great. All right, well, this is Gladys Tabor, who had her own little booktube event just a little while ago, and I talked about this book. This is her book, My Own Cape Cod. This is in a lot better shape than the copy that I have. Fantastic. She was famous for a series of books called the Still Meadow books. That's where she made, as the kids say, that's where she made her bank. But she had a long history with one particular unweatherized house on a pond in Cape Cod, and wrote about it in this book. It's one of my favorite Cape Cod books. Great. Fantastic. Let's move on here. Oh, right. Okay, wonderful. This is Ross Barber. This is the Marlo Papers. This is a novel in verse. See that? It's a novel in verse. It's actually very good. By Ross Barber, who is one of the foremost proponents of the idea that the man from Stratford, William Shakespeare, did not write the plays we attribute to him. Ross Barber's favorite candidate for a lot of this is Marlo, even though that on the surface that seems not to work at all. The dates don't line up. Marlo dies before any of Shakespeare comes out, but Marlo fans get around that. They are borne forward on their own suspicion by the idea that Marlo is the perfect candidate because, unlike the Earl of Oxford or Francis Bacon, we know that he had the talent to write the plays, which is a big deal. It's kind of a big thing. You can't just nominate a bricklayer off the street because the dates are right. If there's no... With Marlo, we know that he could write at the level of Shakespeare. But this isn't that. This isn't her arguing that. That's in this book. But this is mainly just a story about Marlo in the form of a novel in verse. And then we have the last two in here, and then we'll be done. Oh, right. Oh, boy. Okay, I was hoping that J. Scott Whalen would find more of these, not just two. He found two, and I'll take them. But I was hoping he'd find more. I haven't checked, but I have a feeling these are probably incredibly collectible. These are Gene Roddenberry's Andromeda. Do any of you remember that series? It was a TV series, a brief TV series. Gene Roddenberry, it was allegedly cobbled together from scraps of ideas that he had for a TV show. I don't know how much of that I believe. I never really trust stories like that. But it starred Kevin Sorbo in his post-Hercules but pre-stroke era. As the captain of the spaceship called the Andromeda, a massively powerful, sentient spaceship from the High Guard from centuries ago. And the Andromeda and Dylan Hunt and the sentience that runs the ship were all caught in the event horizon of a black hole, so that time didn't pass for them. But it did pass for the rest of the galaxy, which went to hell. Without the High Guard to impose order, it went to hell. The whole of Dylan Hunt's world was destroyed, all of the people that he knew. When suddenly a band of, in the first episode of Andromeda, a band of looters, basically, think they've figured out a way to pull the Andromeda out of this event horizon and scavenge its technology, which would be the mother lode for scavengers. What they don't realize is that once they get it back into normal space-time, Dylan Hunt will be alive again, and so will the ship. And that he might have a thing to say about them stealing his ship. The first episode is great. It introduces all of the stuff you need to know. And I think I blanked on the very idea that there were novels. I think I did blank on that. And this is one of them. Who knew? Who knew? Okay. Destruction of Illusions. This is Through the Looking Glass. There's Destruction of Illusions, The Broken Places, Way Station, Through the Looking Glass, and The Attitude of Silence. And I think that's probably all the Andromeda novels that there were. And I would assume that they would come out in mass market, but this one is in hardcover. Fantastic. I thought that the Andromeda series, as it went on, had some pretty good moments in it. Some pretty good moments. Kevin Sorbo as the lead action guy is really good, and all the supporting characters most of the supporting characters are really good. Kevin Sorbo's heroics as Dylan Hunt are so exorbitant until they are explained. Until they are explained that Dylan Hunt one of his parents was from a high gravity planet and was genetically engineered to accept that high. Dylan Hunt is stronger than a normal person, in other words. That is explained. And the characters have a grudging admiration for him, even though he seems like a relic out of time, not just for, his High Guard uniform and the ship and all, but because of his moral attitude as well. The galaxy has gone to heck morally as well. And he is a throwback to a time of a cleaner and brighter morality, and the crew that he cobbles together don't always know what to make of that, especially Tyr Anastasi, who's from a warrior race, but who agrees that Dylan Hunt is noble enough for him to help and serve. And Tyr gets the best line, I think, in all of Gene Roddenberry's Andromeda, when he's making fun of Dylan Hunt for his idealism, and says that when the whole galaxy is collapsing into a nuclear nightmare, there'll be two things left: the cockroaches and Dylan Hunt trying to save the cockroaches. I love that line. I don't know who wrote it. I don't know the scriptwriter for that show, but I thought that was great. There's also a great scene where the bandits are trying to hack into the AI for the Andromeda, the AI that runs the ship, and she is also having none of it. Once she realizes what they're trying to do, she's having none of it either. There's a great moment where she gives herself physical form and tells a group of insurgents that have temporarily bested the heroes and taken over the ship, she tells them, on this ship, I am God. And then she just increases the artificial gravity by 1,000 times so that they're all crushed to the floor. There were some good moments scattered all throughout it. And we have another of those. We have The Broken Places. So I have two Andromeda novels in hardcover. Who would have thought? Now I just need the others. And what are the chances? J. Scott Wayland just needs to go back to his next library book sale, where I'm sure the others will be. What are the chances they would have only two? J. Scott Wayland must stop obsessing about little Lulu just long enough to go back and look again the next time they have one. All right, great, fantastic. Well, there you go. There's too many books for a Steve pile, I think. Mainly because this thing is 50 pounds on its own. This A History of American Life is 50 pounds on its own. I had this. I consulted this all the time. I had a copy, and one of my last Beagles destroyed it. And he was old. He was settled in his ways. And he just decided one day, when I guess I'd been gone too long, he just decided, for old time's sake, I'm going to destroy a book. So he tottered over. He was old. He could barely walk. He tottered over the coffee table, found the book that was on it, slowly, patiently, I imagine, dragged it onto the rug, and slowly, methodically tore it to pieces while I was away. I felt like giving him a parade. I wasn't mad at him. I was so happy that he had that one last happiness. Fortunately, that sort of stuff, I don't need to worry about that anymore, because I'm past the time when I'm leaving my dogs for 9 hours at a stretch. I'm past the time when I'm doing that. That's great. But still, I missed having the copy and was waiting for it to show up at the Brattle, and here it is. Great. All right. Well, there you go. That is another library sale of the damned. Are you next? Remember, go to your library book sale this weekend and stand there emailing me pictures of what you see. You're not emailing pictures so I can get back to you. I will get back to you, but you must stand there and wait until I tell you what I want. Then buy it and immediately send it to me. So this is the latest installment of those, and what a treasure trove. I don't know what I'm going to read first from these tonight. It'll be something, but I don't know what it'll be. Probably, if I know myself, it'll be one of these Andromeda novels, even though they're probably going to be crapsicles. I'll probably read one anyway. So there you go. Great thanks to J. Scott Wayland. I'm glad that your long stint on Sing Sing did not dent your generosity. I'll be sure to send him an email. I don't know if his current keeper's allowed to look at email, but maybe an hour a day. How much harm can he do? And I'm going to pull all the library junk off all of these things, which is a lot of fun in its own right, to just fix these up, get rid of little stickers like that and whatnot, go in and get rid of all of that, so that when I'm done later today, when you look at the stack of these, you would not know that any of them were library books. I'm hoping, that's my goal, is to make it so that that's the case. But anyway, I'm going to wrap this up. This was a lot of fun, and I'll be back. Thank you, BookTube.